Before we start the video, today's video is sponsored by Grammarly. Hi, my name is Keeyara again, and you may notice that I'm using a different camera. That's because my camera is charging and I forgot to charge it last night, and that's why we're using my phone right now. Anyway, today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the things I wish I knew before starting online class, which is a lot considering we all kind of like just jumped into it blindly. I have been doing it for 2 years. So if you're a freshman or if you're returning to university and you need some tips and tricks on how to pull yourself together, if you need my honest, genuine, no BS advice about how to survive online college, this video is for you guys today. Okay, so when you get into online classes, obviously the first step is enlistment. When you enlist in classes, you will be divided into batches. That's how it works, usually for most universities, I believe. My overall tip is just to always set an alarm whenever it's your time slot for enlistment, and always have backup schedules because you will never know if you don't get the class that you want, and that's fine, you know, but make sure to choose a professor that will not fail you. Like, there are certain professors that just fail students for no absolute reason, and that's the way it goes. So make sure to join usually it's a Facebook group of professors to pick, so you get to see the reviews of the different professors and how they teach and their different methods of teaching, so you know how to adjust accordingly, or if you should or should not take their class, or if you should drop their class and take it the next semester, because you might not even learn anything. That's how online class goes. Like, sometimes you don't learn anything and you're just there to just go through the motions and get your degree. When you already have your schedule, you'll also be getting your syllabus, and when you get your syllabus, that's when I usually take time to go through the whole thing and look at the deadlines and the different dates and add them to my calendar so I'm informed. But I don't usually like just jump into doing the requirements right away, because with the nature of online classes, it really switches up a lot. So profs might take out certain requirements and you don't want to waste time just doing a requirement in advance if they're gonna like just take it out. I like to start my semester strong in that sense that you actually attend the first day of classes and you put much effort in the first week of classes, because that's when you have like the most energy to do stuff. Of course, along the way you're just gonna like lose energy and motivation, so start your semester strong, because at least you're starting it strong even if you don't end it strong. Yeah, so for the first day of classes, I always attend my first day of classes because it's just like common courtesy to attend your first day. But with the nature of online classes, there are lots of classes that will just be recorded, or some days, for example, if your schedule is set for Tuesday, Thursday, some days it will just be Tuesdays and there's no class on Thursdays. A good principle to follow is basically to follow your class's schedule even though there's no class that day. Or if you don't want to attend your class, watch the recorded lecture after. So for a lot of classes, I have some profs that talk really slow. It's nothing personal. My brain just kind of works 5 times speed. So I usually like to watch the recorded lectures and put it up to 2 times speed, because, you know, I think we all do that. So from getting like a 50-minute lecture, you can condense it into like a 25-minute lecture. And for example, for my different programming classes, I don't like to attend the classes if it's coding heavy, where the whole class is just they teach you how to do the program, because you can't pause the professor and like look back on it like how tutorials on YouTube go. So, you know, just weigh it out according to your class's like workload. Of course, if it's like a class where you have to always recite, go to that class. But if it's a class where the lectures are recorded and you'd work better rewatching lectures, then, you know, just weigh it out whatever you do. So I'm not necessarily telling you to skip class, but skip class and watch it later if it helps you understand the material better. What? Okay, so when you're doing requirements, especially when it comes to writing essays, if I could like just give you one piece of advice, this would be the one piece of advice that I would give you, is to use Grammarly. I really wasn't as confident writing essays when I was in first year, and now with Grammarly I am, and I love Grammarly so much, so I'm so happy that they're today's sponsor. My friends know how much I love to use Grammarly, and if you're a college student, you need to get Grammarly. Grammarly is a digital writing assistant that basically helps you proofread, revise, spell check, especially in subjects like theology, philosophy, social studies. Even in my programming classes, I use Grammarly. You can download the free browser extension of Grammarly via Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox. The fact that it's already free, I don't know why you guys aren't hopping into it. Grammarly has a wide set of features, and it also works on Google Docs. It works where you work. Grammarly has the feature where you can see its word count, and you can even see your overall score of how you perform comparatively to other Grammarly users. You can set your own goals to make sure you're targeting the right audience. For example, you can adjust it to formal, informal, you can have different tones like friendly, analytical. And lastly, this is absolutely my favorite feature of Grammarly. Whenever I overuse words, Grammarly can detect your most overused words or your most redundant words, and you can change those words. I love using Grammarly because it basically tells me what I can improve on. I also love to use it for writing emails to professors whenever I am feeling a little bit nervous. With back to school season coming up, make sure you're equipped with the right tools like Grammarly. You can sign up with this link or click the link down below to sign up for your free account of Grammarly. And if you want to go and get more features and more tools, such as the plagiarism checker tool, which I use all the time to make sure that my sources are credible and everything is well intact, I use Grammarly Premium, and you can also get 20% off your premium purchase by signing up with the link down below. So yeah, thank you so much to Grammarly for sponsoring this video. You guys have no idea how much I love working with brands that I genuinely use. And yeah, let's get back to the video. When it comes to other requirements, lots of classes will require you to have discussion boards and read certain readings that are like 50 pages long, PDF, not even like editable text, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't do the readings. I do, but I also don't. So this is where the work smart, not hard parts comes in. Make sure when it's discussion boards, always look at the question first, just how it goes with like quizzes and all that stuff. Look at the questions first, and then after that, that's when you copy the question, copy the book title, and put it on Google. Okay, and then when you get that, more often than not, you get a certain gist of what the answer should be, and then that's when you start to read the material with the intention of looking for the answer for that question. Mostly the exception to this rule is when you have oral exams, when you have to basically know the material back to back. But when it comes to just like discussion boards, certain essay answers, it's best to look for the answer first before going into a reading for 5 hours and not knowing what you're looking for. Lo-fi is your best friend. Study playlists will be your best friend. If you saw my Spotify most listened to songs, it was literally just lo-fi. Like the whole genre of music was lo-fi. And I have a study playlist here, so you guys can check out the study playlist. Or I also like to go for the alternative, which are these ASMR videos. Don't judge me. They're ASMR videos for certain like settings. So for cafes or Harry Potter common rooms or Lord of the Rings, like stuff like that. And it's just like a better way to like change the monotony of online classes, which you will definitely feel after just like 3 days. When you are taking classes, it's inevitable that you get distracted because you literally have your laptop in front of you. So one good app extension that I like to use is Forest, where it basically is like count timer, and you're not allowed to use external websites that aren't related to your education. It's kind of like a Pomodoro timer. As I was saying, the ambience thing, they also have Pomodoro timers for that. And for group works, you will want to use a Pomodoro timer because you will be having group works with certain people that you know and don't know, and on Discord. One example, I guess, was like last semester, I used to have meetings from like 2 p.m. to like 6 p.m. and we would not take breaks in between. And breaks are super essential because they make you rest and give you something to look forward to so you can work harder. We did not have a break from like 2 to 6 p.m. We'd work for hours on this one project, and comparatively to my other group in another subject, we used to use Pomodoro timers. So there's this one time we spent from 6 to 11 p.m. Every 25 minutes we take like a 5 to 10 minute break in between. We got more work done. So if you're in a group and you're planning to do group works, I suggest you do this with your group mates because it really works. So when you're in online classes, you will experience this wonderful thing called back pain and eye pain. And to combat that, I like to use back rubs. I don't know if it's a Lola purchase, but I like to use back rubs. So invest in a good back rub, and also invest in blue light glasses because they really help especially for those long hours when you're working at night, especially for me since I'm always on my laptop for being like a computer science major. Also, you don't necessarily have to have a good setup. I know a lot of people like pride themselves in good setup and investing in a good setup, and you can have that, but I think the real essentials for a workspace is to have a table that is leveled well with your chair so you don't get back pain as much, and also have some earphones. Also have a coffee or like this trigger to study, because my trigger to study is coffee and lo-fi. Why am I looking towards this side? Why am
I can't finish all this and sleep at the same time.
You have to sleep. It's what keeps you pretty.
Who cares if I'm pretty if I fail my finals?
Oh, okay, you've got this so completely backwards.
I just wanted to like end this portion of the video by saying that rest is a requirement and not a reward, which I have a hard time reminding myself of because I'm that type of person who will not let myself rest if I haven't done like X amount of things per day. But I have to remind myself this every day because you won't get anything done if you don't rest. Moving on to the next part of this video, this is just a very short segment of things that are kind of related to online classes but not necessarily are online classes, but will really help you in the long run. So when it comes to making friends online, which is one of the most difficult things about this whole online class thing, is making friends. If you're a freshman, try to go with your block and try to meet your block, join those like Discord nights and stuff. Or if you want to join organizations, make the most out of that because it's online and you don't have to attend meetings on site at like 5 p.m, you know? And it will really benefit you if you join your home org. That's like your organization in your specific course, because the upperclassmen there will really help you when it comes to choosing specializations, what teachers you should pick and all that stuff. I personally don't have that much friends in upperclassmen, but I have friends who have friends from upperclassmen, and they greatly helped me when it came to choosing my specialization. So keep that in mind. They've been through what you're currently going through, so they'll be there if you need some help. And those friends that you make online, they will be kind of like your saving grace when it comes to requirements, especially your blockmates, because the amount of times I've asked my blockmates for help because I'm too afraid to talk to the professor. I mean, there are consultations that you can take when you talk to your professors and ask them about the coursework or what you're doing wrong or right, but I am personally too terrified of that. So I like to ask my friends, and it's good to have certain friends in your course at least, because the context for certain homeworks are very different from what you find online. Sometimes going on Stack Overflow or YouTube and all that stuff is not enough. You really need to focus on a specific requirement based on the context that was given to you. So yeah, there's no shame in asking for help from your friends, especially since you guys are going through the same thing. Make sure to also give yourself some time and not always just focus so much on online school. I know that's easier said than done, but this is the time that, you know, you're not physically in class, so you have more freedom in a sense to take yourself off of a laptop. Those are the things that I realized for online classes. Make sure to work smart and hard, and also give yourself rest. I think rest is also a big part of this because everyone is just in their head all the time at home, and it's very stressful, and your back is aching and your butt is hurting all the time, and you're looking at a computer for like 6 hours straight. It's enough to make anyone just feel drained. So I kind of wish I had like a video like this before getting into online classes, but I was kind of just going through it blindly too. So those are most of the things that I learned over the past 2 years and another year supposedly of online classes, and I hope you guys learned something. If you didn't, don't let me know. If you guys like this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If you want to, thank you so much to Grammarly for sponsoring this video. I love you so much. Guys, check out Grammarly. And good luck to everyone who's back to school with back to school season. And yeah, bye!